All right, good morning. I see we have Miss Curry's class from Sequoia Elementary. Hey, everybody, we're so glad you're here today, and we miss you so much here at the Clinton Center, but we're so glad that you're able to join us here online. We have Miss Billings' class from Chico Elementary, second grade. Thank you guys for joining us this morning. And of course, Miss Laura Sargent's kindergarten class from Pine Forest Elementary. Thank you guys so much for joining us here today. We're going to go ahead and get started. For those that have not met me before, my name is Nate Thomas, and I'm the Education Programs Manager here at the Clinton Foundation. We're located in Little Rock, Arkansas, and we are a museum that's dedicated to our 42nd president, President Bill Clinton. It's so important that we are here today with you as our attendees and students today to talk about who President Clinton is and what he wanted to make sure students just like you learn about his life and his time as president. For those that don't know, President Clinton is from Arkansas. He's from a small town called Hope. And back in the 90s, in 1992, way, way long time ago, I know for so many of our young students here today, he became president. And as you guys know, right now, we're in the middle of nominating and processing through to our next presidential elect. And that happens every 4 to 8 years. And President Clinton went through this exact process in 1992 when he became president. But what's important, what I want everybody to understand is President Clinton wants to see new leaders, new students just like you, understand the power of you and your identity and your voice. So we're really happy that you're here. And I want everybody to give a big clap for your teachers for helping make this possible. We know this is a weird time. I have my mask here today too, if you can see it. If you can read it, it actually says the skin you live in. And Michael Tyler sent this to me as a gift. And we know that helps keep us safe, but we also know it keeps us from being in person like we would be usually at the Clinton Center. So all this to say, we miss you and we hope everybody is safe. And in a regular year, we can't wait to invite you to come back to the Clinton Center in our museum so we can see you in person, give you a high five, and welcome our speaker, which I'm about to introduce. So everybody, we're in for a big treat today. We're going to have a book reading of the book called The Skin You Live In. And it uses nursery rhymes and stories to tell the concept of acceptance rather than just tolerance. And the goal of this program is to demonstrate that acceptance is about recognition, acknowledgement, and affirmation, which all those words mean. Acceptance is about feeling good about who you are. So Michael Tyler is the author of this book, and he is a freelance writer and author and an award-winning children's book author of The Skin You're In. He's gotten awards from Mom's Choice, Carol Sandburg, and even O Magazines, which is short for Oprah Magazine, Best Picks for Gifts. He's currently the Chief Creative Officer for Ubica Strategy and a leadership development firm. And he is a member of the Illinois State Library Advisory Committee and the Illinois Center for Books. And without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and turn this over to Michael Tyler to speak a bit more about himself and the amazing book that he wrote for all of you today called The Skin You Live In. Michael?
Hey, Nate, how are you? And I
Good.
appreciate that talk of the introduction there.
You're
And
welcome.
I also want to give a tremendous amount of gratitude for being invited into the classrooms of these many schools and having an opportunity to read my book and to talk to the children about it. The book, The Skin You Live In, I had this book published in 2005, but I actually wrote it in 1995. It took me 10 years to get this book published because how I present the material is radically different and dramatically different from how so many people have in the past. And it's because of what you just said a little while ago about acceptance versus tolerance. And the one thing I want everyone to take away from, perhaps more than anything after today, is an understanding of what that exactly means. And to tolerate something just means you're putting up with it. You don't really want it. You don't really appreciate it. You're just putting up with it. To accept something means you have to have an understanding of two words. One is welcoming, and the other one is including. Because when you don't accept something, you don't welcome it. When you don't accept someone, you don't include them. And so a very simple understanding of what acceptance means as a conduct guide, a behavior guide for students out there who are listening, is that it means to welcome and include everyone for being who they are instead of refusing and rejecting them because of who they are. And if we can come to an understanding of that, then we can have the more perfect union we keep talking about. I don't know if this point in time is a good time to go ahead and read the book. I'll take that cue from you, Nate.
Yeah, I just want to say one quick thing before we start, Michael. For all of our teachers, we emailed you a mini lesson around 9 a.m. this morning to help you continue the conversation after the book reading. So just be on the lookout for that. But Michael, with that, I'll turn it back over to you and we'll share our screen. And if everybody could put their computer in gallery mode, which I'll do now, you'll be able to see the book on one side and Michael reading on the other. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you. And here again is the book, The Skin You Live In. And I will begin. First page. Hey, look at your skin. The wonderful skin you live in. The skin you're all day in. The skin that you play in. The skin that you snuggle up, cuddle up, lay in. The skin that you beam in. The skin that you scream in. The skin that you dream about eating ice cream in. The skin you have fun in. The skin that you run in. The skin that you hop, skip, and jump in the sun in. The skin you laugh in. The skin that you cry in. The skin that you look to the sky and ask why in. It's baby born new skin and your family too skin, and glows when it shows that it knows we love you skin. It's face the rain bold skin and snow angel cold skin, and warm again, let it in, sunshine behold skin. It's trembling fright skin and cringes at night skin, but turn off the lights to make birthday cake bright skin. It's whatever you do skin, be happy it's you skin. You can't live without it. I'm glad it's me too skin. And look at the shades it comes in, the shades of your colorful skin. Your coffee and cream skin, your warm cocoa dream skin, your chocolate chip, double dip, Sunday supreme skin. Your marshmallow treat skin, your spun sugar sweet skin, your cherry top, candy drop, frosting complete skin. Your pumpkin pie slice skin, your caramel corn nice skin, your toffee wrap, ginger snap, cinnamon spice skin. Your butterscotch gold skin, your lemon tart bowl skin, your mountain high apple pie cookie dough roll skin. Now, look once again at your skin and the skin all people live in. It's not tall skin or short skin or best in the sports skin or fat skin or thin skin, you lose and I win skin, nor sad skin or mad skin, you're naturally bad skin. I'm rich and you're poor and you'll never have more skin. It's not dumb skin or smart skin or keep us apart skin or weak skin or strong skin, I'm right and you're wrong skin. Nor she skin or he skin, you're better than me skin, I'm lesser than you skin, it's me against you skin. It's not any of this because you're more than you seem. You are all that you think and you hope and you dream. You're a gifted creation with imagination. You're a new day desire to reach even higher. You're the feelings that start from down deep in your heart. You're the pride and the joy inside each girl and boy. So, whenever you look at your beautiful skin, from your wiggling toes to your giggling grin, think how lucky you are that the skin you live in so beautifully holds the you who's within. And like flowers in the fields that make wonderful views, when we stand side by side in our wonderful hues, We all make a beauty so wonderfully true. We are special and different and just the same too. The skin you live in. Thank you for listening.
Awesome. Let's give Michael a round of applause. Thank you for reading that. Every time I hear it, I hear something different, and it's such a magical book. Is there any takeaways you wanted the students to take from the book, Michael, before we transition to our next section?
Yeah, a couple of things outside of the acceptance tolerance point I made earlier. There's a section in the book where I try to give reference words for skin colors, because I think it's very important for us to stop using the words black and white, because black and white are political. They're not truly descriptive. There's only one country in the entire world that has a color in its name, and that's Greenland. There's no white land and there's no black land. So there really aren't white and black people. Those are ideas, those are not people. And so I think that we should try to come with more benign, good feeling descriptive terms. So I really would like for people to go ahead and look at that color section, that food section, because we should all be yummy. And, and see if we can start practicing that. The other thing is, I really hope that people understand that the section in the book I wrote that deconstructs the ism, the discrimination, that begins with "it's not." Really take that to heart, because skin is not personality. Skin is not virtue. It's not moral. It's not character. Mm-hmm. Skin, if you want to think of it any way at all, is just a gift wrap on top of the gift. Anyone gets a birthday gift or Christmas gift or a Hanukkah gift knows that when they hold that box and it's got that pretty wrapping on it and the pretty bow on it, that they're just not satisfied looking at the wrapping and the bow. They know that the real gift is inside. That's why they rip open the paper and they tear up that box and they get inside. And that's what we should understand about each other when we look at one another. I see that Nate has a nice, colorful bow on top of his head. I come without a bow. But everyone's skin is just a gift wrap. The heart of the person is the real gift. And that's what we should try to open up and try to find, is the heart of people. So that's the other thing I would hope people come away with.
It's what's on the inside that counts.
Absolutely.
Sure. So I hope everybody here this morning heard that message. And, you know, it always reminds me of President Clinton saying that we are 99.9% made up of all the same things. Only 1.1 is what genetically, which as we grow into science and biology, we'll understand more, is what makes us different. So we truly are the same when it comes down to the science and mechanics of what makes us human.
Absolutely.
The Skin You're In is a beautiful book. And boys and girls, I wanted to tell you a little secret. I kept something from you, and I wanted to wait till the very end to share what I forgot to tell you earlier. Are you guys ready to hear the surprise?
Yay!
I thought so. So before I tell you, you guys have to make me a promise that what we gift you today, you take back and share with somebody that you love. Can you promise to do that? That means your mom, your dad, your best friend. And with Zoom, the gift that we're about to give you today is something that you can even use on your computer or on your phone. So one thing that we do need to make sure, I'm really burying the lead on this one. To get this gift to you, we definitely need to know who's here in the room today. So if you haven't yet put your school in the chat box, please ask your teacher to let us know where you're from so we can make sure that we get everything to everybody. So with all that said, are you guys ready to hear the gift? Okay, so we want to give everybody here on this call a free ebook of Michael Tyler's book, The Skin You Live In. So what that means is we're going to be sending your teachers a whole bunch of web addresses that will take you to a free Kindle version of the book we just read here on screen. So with your parents and teachers, of course, use those links, get your free copy. And like I said, please do share this with somebody that you love and read it more than once. The story grows on me every day, and I hope it grows on you as you continue to read and understand more about the skin you live in. So with that, I just wanted to thank everybody for being here. And teachers, we have a mini lesson to follow up with this. So if you want to continue the conversation in your classroom, there are some resources from existing libraries that do a really great job talking about difference and acceptance, and also links to more resources for the book and links to some Common Core standards as well. And this evening at 4 o'clock Central, we're having a teacher workshop if you want more time with Michael, who, as you guys have already seen, is a fantastic human and a very insightful academic on the issues that are around the country and really in our nation right now, and how to accept and understand difference, which I think is a message we all can be reminded of. So let's see here. We'll have 1 more minute for you to enter your names. And if there's any questions, what we can do is if you wanted to either raise your hand or use the Q&A box. Michael, would you be down for some Q&A if there are any?
Absolutely.
Cool. So I see somebody raised their hand. So I see Olivia. So what we'll do is I'm going to unmute you. And once you're unmuted, you get to ask your question and we'll address you from there. So let's see. Olivia, you should be able to talk with us if you had a question.
Okay, so my question is, what book are you guys sending to my teacher?
That's a really good question. Thank you for the question. So we're going to send you an electronic book of The Skin You Live In. Michael, could you hold that back up so we can see?
Absolutely. Here it is.
Yeah, so it's going to be something you can read on your computer, on if your school has issued you a Chromebook or a MacBook, you can access that electronically online. So that's a really good question. Thank you so much. Are there any other questions? I appreciate that, Olivia. No problem at all. Michael, I was just going to ask you, if you could write another book, what would be part 2 of The Skin You're In? I've always wanted to know that.
It's interesting you asked. That's a great question. I actually have another book coming out next year that's called Mirror Face that's a bit like this. It's about self-love, the concept of self-love. But to me, the follow-up for The Skin You Live In is the world we live in. And that's the book that I'm working on right now. That's the working title, The World We Live In, because I want people around the world to understand that when we talk about races and race differences, the subject of so many problems, that there really is only one race, the human race, that there really is only one family, the human family. And if we could learn to look at each other and treat one another as family, as brothers and sisters, then we'll finally have the fellowship that we're looking for. So that's the follow-up book that I really want to work on.
Cool. And we have some questions coming in. So I wanted to give a huge shout out to William and Miss Curry's class at Sequoia Elementary. William is asking, why did you decide to write this book?
That's a great question. And the reason why I decided to write it was because when my eldest son was 5 years old, he's now 31, he's 5 years old, he came home from school one day and he was very upset. He was teary-eyed and traumatized because someone had called him a racially disparaging name on his playground. And he ended up being surrounded by a lot of other kids who were teasing and taunting him about it. And so when he was 5, I had to try to have this conversation with him, this very hard conversation with him about what racism is and what discrimination is and how he has to learn to face that, but how he can understand that it doesn't determine who he is. And so I could not find the words to have that conversation with him at first. It's very difficult for adults to have that conversation with each other, which is why we still have this problem. And I said to him, I'll go find a children's book and I'll sit down and read it to you, and then we can have that conversation. And I spent 2 weeks reading children's books. I read 347 children's books in 2 weeks and couldn't find one that I wanted to read my son. So I wrote my own, and that's how I came to it.
That's awesome. And we have another question from Malaysia, from Chico. Thanks for asking. So the question is, how do you get your ideas for the book? Where do they come from?
The ideas for the book, aside from the story I just told, came from me trying to understand what it is we don't understand. about the skin we live in. And what it is that we don't understand is, as I said earlier, it's just simply the gift wrap. It's nothing more than that. And so I wanted to write a book that said that this is what skin is and this is what skin is not. And so I looked at all the things that people label on top of and put into the meaning of skin.
Mm-hmm.
I started writing it all down, and that's what gave me the idea to write the book the way that I wrote it.
Awesome. Last chance for any questions. I apologize for the noise you're hearing outside my window. Okay, well, I think that will call it a wrap. I do see a question on how you'll access the recording. So we will be putting this on YouTube. It does take us about 5 days to get all that sorted, but as soon as that resource is available on YouTube, we'll email it out to everybody who attended today. And just as a reminder for all teachers, do check your email for your mini lesson plan. And you'll also be getting an email with a survey to let us know how we did today. We love to hear what we can do better. We know we'll be doing this for quite a bit more time and hope we can invite Michael back to do some more storytelling and workshops with us today. So with that, I want to say thank you. We miss you. Students, stay safe. And we can't wait to welcome you back into the Clinton Center in Little Rock, Arkansas very soon. Have a great day. Bye, everybody.
Thank you.